Good Friday morning. This is BIA Live. We're here at the Blue Moon Gallery, Rob Travis's Blue Moon Gallery here on Main Street, downtown Brevard, North Carolina. And I'm with Haynes Hoffman with Bluewater Copper Works.
Yes, sir.
That's a lot of blue this Friday morning. Coffee hasn't fully kicked in. And we're here to talk about art and all things mountainous, all things saltwater. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Man, I'm super excited you're on the show today. We've been doing this BIA Live for about 6 months now, and the purpose of the show is to highlight community events, highlight businesses, artists, things that are happening, and just get the word out of all the things that are happening in our wonderful community. And we got a lot of people tuning in, watching it. A lot of people maybe don't watch it live, but we're getting a lot of views after the fact. And we've got this show, it gets posted on Instagram. This week we're trying something new. We've had some sound issues. We're going to post it up on Instagram later. All these shows go up on our YouTube channel. So you guys like and subscribe to all our social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. A lot of good content on here, a lot of good information, a lot of good things. And hey, make sure if y'all have any questions for Haynes about his artwork, he does, I think you described a minute ago, all things that swim.
Pretty much any fish. If you are out there trying to catch it, then let me know and see if I can make you a replica.
Yeah, these things are gorgeous. I mean, it is completely amazing. So if you have any questions about artwork or anything in the mountains, comment on Facebook here in a minute. We'll try to get those questions answered. We're in Blue Moon Gallery, Rob Travis here on Main Street, and there, if you hadn't been in, please stop by, check it out. It's really cool. Haynes, you and I, we got a lot of similar interests: mountain biking, fishing, mountains. Beer drinking, yes. Beer drinking, beards.
Yeah.
Probably my second favorite pastime, or one of my favorite pastimes, is saltwater fishing. And I think that's kind of how I first met you a long time ago.
Yeah.
Is that how you got into copper?
Well, sort of in a roundabout way. That was kind of the vehicle that helped market my new craft. I had been living in Wilmington, North Carolina for a while, and I had moved out of Colorado and had sold a restaurant that I had there, and I knew that the only thing I knew I wanted to do was to not own a restaurant. So,
gotcha.
so that left a lot of things open, but I lucked out. I met a guy with a metal shop, and he needed a little bit of help doing some fabrication on some projects, and I just became enamored with the copper that was in there, and he helped me out with some joining techniques and some things, and I just decided to try to make something that looked like something, and fish came to mind immediately, and so that's kind of how it started.
I did not know that you owned restaurants back in Colorado. I knew that you ventured into some food service here with the hot dog.
Yeah, I had a hot dog stand for a little while down at the hub. That was fun, and people still talking about those hot dogs.
Yeah. I remember the Aloha dog, or there was
Aloha hot dogs.
Yeah, Aloha hot dogs, and there was there was one like barbecue and bacon.
Well, we had a gazillion toppings, and you could
get whatever you wanted.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But no, this copper work has been my career for 25 years now, and it's just been a lot of fun to work with. Galleries and different sales entities, but also to keep in touch with the fishing industry, and doing a fair amount of fishing tournaments and things like that. Kind of kept marketing my products pretty well.
Not to go back, but Brad wanted you to know that he loved those wieners.
Okay, thanks, Brad.
There we go.
There's a Brad comment.
Brad coming in strong with. Took it there.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna leave that one right where it came in.
Right. Coming in strong. One thing about especially fish artwork and something like this. One of my favorite things about fishing and is you get out, and most of the time offshore fishing, inshore fishing, or fishing in the river. Especially when you go with somebody, you're connecting with nature. A lot of times, you know, like you have teamwork or somebody's driving the boat, you're rigging baits, you know, you're catching, you're gaffing fish. You know, generally cell phones don't work. And a lot of memories are created, and you know, something like this can remind you of a trip, or you know.
Well, there's a lot of options to, you know, memorialize your trip. You know, there's different types of replicas you can get, and paintings and that sort of thing. But you know, when I started making these, I really wanted to concentrate on the anatomical correctness of the fish, and giving the medium and the tools that I use, hammers and chisels and pliers, and paint all the pieces with flame, which I can tell you a little bit about. But I was just really focused on making sure that the fishermen that caught these pieces appreciated the nuances that I added to it. You know, it's still an interpretive piece of work, but it represents a specific species. So that's always been a focus, and that's kind of kept me involved with particularly the offshore fishing community, the marlin and sailfish tournaments and things like that I make quite a bit of trophies for.
Yeah.
We had a question from the audience. Brad wants to know how many pennies it takes to make a fish.
Okay, well, that's a good question, Brad. I have to put you on hold on that one because I've not used that technique yet. But there is a penny on the back of each of one of my pieces. I sign it and date it and glue a little penny on there for good luck. They all say "good luck fish" on the back of them. So.
Oh, that's awesome! A heads up penny. That's really
right.
That's really cool. That each fish is unique, and I guess working with you know flame, no two pieces are ever going to be the same.
Yeah, that's right. That's what keeps me excited about it. You know, the crafting of the fish, the actual physical making of the fish is. You know, it's tactile. It's you know, a lot of hand work. I mean, the only power tool I use is a drill to cut the eye socket out. Everything else is done with hand tools, and that is pretty much routine. You know, when you get to the painting it with flame, you're dealing with a lot of variables with the gas and you know, the ambient temperature and the barometric pressure. All these things affect those gases when they burn, and so each day is going to be different in that sense, and you really are just sort of launching out into it. You have an idea of where you want to go with the trout and the dots and the lines and the basic, you know, markings of the species, but you just evolve with it, and you just stay with it as long as you feel comfortable getting as close to what your objective was. But it's fun. It's you know, it's truly a process that you can only learn through years of trying it, because you know, flame and metal, you know, they just react so inconsistently that you just have to you know, sort of average your attempt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you know, you never know what you're going to get. That's really incredible. I mean,
well, all those colors that you see live in the copper, and so it's a process of anticipating or knowing where the color lives as far as what stratification they come out in the heat process is, and then anticipating that color change and moving the flame away from the piece as the color comes in. So it's a very delicate process of working on a piece, because you'll be working on, you get one side like you want it, but you have to continue to work on the other side, and copper is so conductive, and you're working with an 800-degree flame. Right. Your patience is essential to keeping it uniform when you're finished. Yeah. So it's an interesting process.
Does it continue? Does the copper continue to change over time in the house or in an office?
Well, it would. You know, it would have its natural patina eventually. But I seal all my pieces with a high-grade urethane that keeps the air off the surface. Oh, wow. So it protects the colors that I do through my painting with the flame, and then you know, it also gives it a nice glossy look that you pick up highlights as you know, see it in the room at different angles and so forth.
Gotcha. You know, one thing that I haven't done one in a long time, but I used to fish in a lot of offshore fishing tournaments, and I've seen you do a lot of trophies for these, and that's seeing those up and down the East Coast. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Well, that's been, you know, a lot of fun. I call it my research and development time, and it's also playtime. But I don't do so many offshore tournaments anymore now that I'm living here in the mountains. But there was a period of time in this art career that I fished probably 10 or 12 of them a year, and I got involved with a group that had a really nice boat. And you know, as you know, when you're fishing these tournaments for these big pelagic species, it is a team sport. You know, you've got a captain and a mate, and there is a sort of a pecking order there that you have to respect. And so I jumped in there, and I learned a lot about that fishing, but it also allowed me to rub shoulders with a lot of these potential clients. And I guess about 10 years into doing this, I started making trophies, and you know, just little inshore flounder trophies at first, and then people started asking questions about other stuff, and I just continued to evolve with my styles of trophies that I'm making, and turning into it more of a focus of my business, and it really took off. It was good stuff.
We had another question. Brad wants to know what the biggest piece you've ever completed is.
Well, there's an installation, I call these things, and so what it is it's multiple pieces hung together in unison to create a scene. Okay, so it's an installation of a scene of a sailfish. Actually, it was several sailfish circling a big bait ball of fish.
Ball and bait.
Ball and bait. All these are little copper pieces hung individually on a huge wall, and I think it was probably a 30 by 70 inch wall. So I think there was some odd 60 or 70 individual pieces. That piece is on my website if anybody wanted to look at it.
Yeah. Speaking of how do people contact? I mean, you got pieces here in gallery,
Yeah.
lots.
Well, I've got a couple galleries in the area. This is my favorite gallery. Blue Moon Gallery is a wonderful place. Rob's done a great job with his curation of art in here, and he's just a good guy. So come see Rob on Main Street in Brevard. Mostly what I have in here is trout. There'll be occasional saltwater species in here sometimes in the summer. But you know, I have a gallery over in Hendersonville as well, Art Mob Gallery, and then a few galleries at the coast, but mostly sell direct to consumer through my website, which is bluewatercopperworks.com. Also on Instagram at bluewatercopperworks. Lots of ways to get a hold of me. That's my cell number on my website, so feel free to give me a call.
Looks like Walker Parrott's driving by with his boat right there, probably
Yeah.
going muskie fishing today.
He's going to do something in the water, probably.
He's sneaky. He's
Yeah.
got something happening today.
These guys around here, snowflakes not going to keep them
Yeah.
off the water. That's
Not
right.
going to keep them at home today.
No.
No. So, and I mean, you can be commissioned for a specific piece as well. Or,
Yeah, you know, a lot of times people will call me and they'll give me a great story of fishing, you know, caught this and that, and so we, you know, get some basic dimensions from them, and we build them a piece that's, you know, similar in atomical size to what they caught. But most everybody understands that this is an interpretive rendition of the fish, and so there's not really exact dimensions. But yes, I work with people individually. You know, I still do a lot of trophies. I'm making trophies for an organization, the Florida Keys, right now. So staying busy and feeling lucky.
Nice. Do you have a favorite piece?
You know, I don't know. You know, I mean, like I said, when you get to the flame painting, you basically have a blank canvas for any species you're making. So I particularly like making groupers.
Oh yeah.
Because the groupers their patterns are sort of muted and sort of random, and it allows me to have a little bit more legal license to kind of do whatever color and lines and dots and things like that. And typically my groupers have a lot of color in them.
Both of my daughters over Christmas break this year caught their first grouper in Isla Morada.
Nice.
And it was awesome. And they were both small throwback, but they were over the moon about it. So
Well, it's great to take the kids fishing, get them started on it.
good, I'm hooked early. Do you have any other exciting things coming up in 2022?
Well, not particularly. I'm you know, continue to enjoy this wonderful community we live in, and the nice little a couple 100,000-acre backyard we've got to play in, ride mountain bikes. You know, I've got a great group of friends here that are similar age to me, and we call ourselves the OGs, and we still get out there and enjoy some mountain biking and then a good cold beer afterward. So work hard and play hard.
Yeah, work hard, play harder.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be nice. A little more play, less work.
Yeah. There's been a lot of work lately.
You know, the COVID kept us all inside, and when your studio's at your house, you really don't have that excuse for somebody to call in sick. It's time to work.
Gotcha. Well, does Brad have any more questions? We might have time for like one or two more Brad questions. Brad is snowed in, iced in, and his children are virtual schooling. Brad is educating his children today. Yeah, and they're learning a lot. I learn a lot from Brad every day.
Yeah, no, Brad's great. Brad keeps the room hopping. You know,
Yeah.
It's not going to be a boring moment when Brad's in the room.
No.
So let me ask you, when are you going fishing? You going to take any trips this year down to the coast, to the Keys or anywhere?
I certainly hope so. You know, my sister lives in Charleston, and try to sneak down there whenever I can, or get a weekend, or if the weather looks good. I got some really good. Oh no! Oh no!
Would you consider making a copper hot dog?
Yes.
For Brad.
For Brad, yes.
Yeah.
Is that a hot dog or a wiener he wants me to make? Which of those is it?
There's my buzzer.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, I'll make you anything you want, Brad. It's just a matter of how much you want to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh man, that was solid.
That's
Solid gold. Do you make them out of gold?
No,
Yeah,
no.
just copper.
I'm not gonna get any stock gold in my shop.
Chop, right?
It's been hard to find copper, really. It's been, this whole supply chain is really kind of
Tough.
to run a wrench in some of the supplies, like everybody knows. But it's fun. I've got enough to keep moving along.
Yeah, I don't have any fishing trips planned. Hopefully, get to go down, maybe slip offshore with some of my buddies. Or I like to take the girls red fishing, trout fishing, or just get out. And I like to go take them, get some shrimp, and go sit underneath a bridge under a popping cork right now.
Yeah, I've found that as long as you're fishing, you're smiling.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gotten into a lot of bluegill and bass fishing up here, which I never really did, but it's as peaceful as any other kind of fishing. Just really enjoy it.
Well, Haynes, thanks for coming on today. Hey guys, reach out to Haynes, check out his website, come by Blue Moon Gallery here in town. Amazing artwork. And a couple of community things. Tonight, 185 King Street, Songs from the Road band's going to be there. I think you're going tonight if the roads and stuff don't get bad. Stephen Evans is at Mills River Brewing Company tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m. Bold Rock Hard Cider is having Snowman Day in Mills River tomorrow at 11. Hey, there's lots of fly tying activities going on at Headwaters Outfitters and Davison River. Check with your local fly shops. They got fly tying classes at the local breweries and in the tap room up at Headwaters, and women's fly tying events. Check with Headwaters, check with Davison River. Hey, this is super important. As we come out of this snow and stuff, all the trails are going to be a mess, and people got to stay off the trails in DuPont and Pisgah. Great time for a trainer, go to the gym, do some home workout, maybe see one of your local bike shops for a gravel bike, or
give us some time to heal up. We don't need to damage the trails, that's for sure.
Yeah, BHS and Rosman High School, they got some basketball games coming up, and I think some of the games have already been canceled. NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl are coming up, and again, Haynes Hoffman, Bluewater Copper Works. We're at Blue Moon Gallery. This is live from BIA. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, tag us, share us, give us a DM, give us a call for any questions, or if you want to be on the show, holler at us, and let's keep spreading the Brevard love in our community. We live in a truly amazing place with amazingly talented people that do great things in and around this area. And let's keep it going, and y'all have a safe weekend. Next weekend, we got the guys from Bracken Mountain Design Build. We're going to be talking about construction in the area and the rapid growth of the building industry here. And we're looking forward to hanging out with Bracken Mountain.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Yeah. And thanks again to Rob Travis for having us. Have a good weekend, guys.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks. Yeah.